Greeting. My name is Allison with 1L. I am known as the Alpha Oracle. I am a licensed professional counselor. You can find me on Psychology Today. I'm an expressive therapist. I use CBT and expressive art as a medium to help people uncover or recover themselves, right? To find the way back to selves. I use something called Healing Through Tarot. I do not have my guidebook here, but it's a PDF. You can go online and go through healingthroughtarot.com and you will see a doctor by the name of Dr. Heather Harderson. She, like I said, yes, she created a PDF. So that's great. Thank you for joining the live. Make sure you are tapping the screen and hearting it and sharing it. I am a new channel still and I'm growing. So that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if the sound is coming through clearly. Tap, let me know. Thank you for joining. I can't see the chat. I don't know why sometimes it does that. YouTube is really funny. Sometimes it does that. I don't know why. Okay. I'm just asking something random. All right. I'm just asking. You don't have to answer. I'm just trying to get some engagement in, be more active on live. I've been more active on live on TikTok and I'll be more active on YouTube. Now that my life is getting more Virgo, Taylor. All right, so we're doing a love reading. It's a love reading. So I am going to do your person's thoughts, feelings, and intentions over here too. And then we'll go into a spread for you after that. So we'll start there first. Thank you guys for joining the live. Welcome, welcome in. Okay, so we're going to go over your person's thoughts. So right now, currently the current energy there, and I'm using my Golden Girls deck. And that's another thing too. I think I'm gonna make this channel like that because I'm a huge Golden Girls fanatic. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and make it dedicated to Golden Girls. And then for Tara, thank you. I love that. Thank you for the feedback. I love that feedback. Thank you, thank you. And I think I'm gonna because the Golden Girls are all about the tea anyway, so we're gonna end up finding out everything anyway. So I don't really have to worry about making it too mental health. I can kind of be more like that. I like the mental health stuff over there in TikTok. I seem like that's going much better. So I'm finding my audience, learning. That's what they're talking about with entrepreneurship, right? You just got to keep testing and finding what works and what doesn't work. So I guess I'm allowing myself to find out what works and what doesn't work. It's cool. It's a little bit of perfectionism, You gotta get over that perfectionism. And just like being okay with things working and not working. Ugh, I hate that, I have a lot of Taurus in my chart, so y'all know how we already are. We like to, know how things are gonna be. Very grounded energy. Hey Kinsley, thank you for joining. We're doing a love reading, so we're going over your person's thoughts right now. Your person is in hermit mode, Virgo energy already. They can have Virgo placement in their chart. It does suck when you don't know. They can have Virgo placement in their chart. Like I said, they're in hermit energy right now. They're kind of like, just kind of staying to themselves. They're looking at the past, though, I see. That's what it looks like. And they could be thinking about traveling. They could be planning a trip to go somewhere. They could be, that's right, we do have a holiday. Do we have a holiday or we have a holiday coming up? Just thought about it. They could be getting ready to go on a trip or thinking about a trip or something, but they're definitely stuck in their thought um thinking about they're thinking about their time that they're going to invest in the time and energy they're going to invest. It could be making them like really think about their time that they're going to spend somewhere, where they're going to go, what they're going to do, or how they have been or how they haven't been, where they're going, where they're coming, something like that. Okay, that's what's in their thoughts. What else is in their thoughts? They may have a hard time speaking too because my throat just got immediately closed over when I started reading. You got the Page of Cups, so they're thinking, so they're not being very gentle on themselves or anyone around them. So you have this Rose Nile in reverse. So they're coming out here like maybe they don't want to be naive. They're trying to be maybe they are naive, right? But they're trying not to be. Think about how Rose looks when she's trying to be super smart. Like, I know what that means. Do you, Rose? But do you, Rose? Do you? And maybe you feel like this about the person. Maybe you feel like, do you? Maybe they think they know what they're talking about or how they feel about things. Maybe they think they got their feelings all figured out. And you're like, but do you, Rose? Something like that. Because that's the energy that is given off. Something like maybe, oh, yeah, confirmation. Oh, Tower. So there could have been a tower moment that you've experienced with this person recently, or just a tower in general. But it's something, those upheaval that happened, and it's got them in their feelings, and they're thinking about something that happened. They're thinking about this tower. Empress. So this could be you, collective. I don't know who's watching. This could be you. There's something that happened that caused this you could have called something this Empress. So there was definitely a tower moment that happened between. So think about when Dorothy and Rose are arguing, right? Think about when Dorothy and Rose are arguing. She's like, again, I said it already. Do you, Rose? Do you, Rose? But do you know how you feel? You think it's that confirmation. Thank you for the confirmation insurance. Hello, Alfonso. Hi, welcome to the live. Make sure you're hearting and chatting and sharing it. Thank you. Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. I really do appreciate the love. Again, this is a growing channel, so I appreciate the interaction. Hello. Hey, kittens. Meow. So like I said, there could have been something that happened, a tower moment, where y'all could have had an argument. It could have been, again, it could have been anything, something that's upheaval, something that's like, again, think about Shady Pines. So it could have, I can, this, there's a lot of things I could take from this, right? Something could have happened in a building. There could have been, like, this could have happened at work because Shady Pines caught on fire. This could be a nursing home. Someone could work in a nursing home. Someone could work in a building like that. What sign? Just what sign? What sign? Astrological sign. Or you can do your Enneagram sign. I probably should have been more clear. But good, thank you for asking. Your sun sign. Just do your sun sign. Do whatever ones you want. Do your sun, moon, your rising, whatever you feel comfortable. What's your signs? Should put signs, whatever. Whichever ones you feel like comfortable sharing. You can put like the sun, the moon, the rising next to it if you know it. Um. Anyway, so like I said, there could have been something that happened at work or at a nursing home, because again, this Shady Pines is a nursing home. Um, but it also could be where there just was just some type of argument, some type of something where it was like about a house, maybe about a home. It could have been about that. So take that as it resonates. But whatever happened, the Empress was like, he's thinking, he or she, take it as it resonates. This person, your person, is thinking of of something that the Empress said. Okay, so whoever the Empress is, tell me more about this tower. Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit. So the tower could have been about boundaries. Someone could have tried to set boundaries or try to protect themselves. There could have been, you could have felt the need to protect yourself or defend yourself or stand up for yourself. You know, does it make sense? So something about that, something about feeling like, the confirmation. Yeah, thank you. Hearts in the chat. Thank you. I love all the flow. So you could have felt like you had to protect yourself or stand up for yourself, and it could have been a challenge too. You look at Sophia; she looks like she's a little weary, like, and Sophia's not, she doesn't mind fighting, but this is kind of abnormal to see Sophia in this way. So maybe it felt abnormal, like, I'm having to stand up for myself, I'm having to do this thing, something like that, you know. Okay. So let's go into your person's let's go into your person's initial feelings. Just gonna do the first cover. So right now they're feeling they could have been working, they could have gotten off work, they could have been working. Ace of Wands. They're not feeling very passionate right now. Okay. Okay. Your person's not feeling very passionate right now. Whoever this, yeah, whoever your person is. We have the Three of Pentacles. They're feeling like working together though. So they do feel like working as a team. So they may be a team player, but they're not very passionate about something. They've lost a lot of passion. If you're thinking they're getting around, they're not, they're not doing anything. Oh, I got it. I know what it is. They are, got it. Wow. They've lost a lot of passion. They're feeling very down right now. They're not feeling very creative. They don't seem to have a lot of ideas. They don't have a lot of creativity going on right now. They don't seem very passionate. Or at least, well, and if that's coming up in their feelings, now what they're actually doing is something different. What they're doing is thinking about where to invest their energy and their time. That's what they're thinking about. Their days are spent thinking about. They are looking at the past. They're staying to themselves. They're thinking about where to invest their time in. There's something that you said to them, or something the Empress said, something that someone said to them. There's something that someone said to them. Or there's this, right. So we have them thinking about, okay, okay, I can take this to a couple ways. Okay. So I'm getting a couple of downloads. Okay, and my head's itching. So we might have more people into the chat too. We got more energy coming in. Okay. I feel it. All right. So your person, like I said, they're thinking about the past. They're sitting in their thoughts. So let me show you the cards. So we have Rose Nile, they're thinking about the past, right? That's what this card is facing. See the light shining, looking at the past. So they're to themselves, but they're looking at something that has happened, right, or whatever. And now they're thinking about they're thinking about their interests, where to invest their time at. This is you know um, Blanche Devereaux, right? The Blanche doesn't really sit too often and think, so this may be a little bit of weird for them to sit and having to sit in their thoughts a bit. And Blanche is a wild one. She likes to go out and have fun. She's waiting here on the beach, like, oh my God, I want to go. I want to do something. What's next? This is abnormal for Blanche. If you know the show, then Blanche ain't just sitting around. Look at her in high heels, waiting. So this could be a bit of annoyance. And the reason why I say that, because right below it, we have a lack of creativity, a lack of passion. So they're feeling this. So even though they're actively thinking about, something, they're feeling down, their feelings are down. Now, they're thinking about this person who, and this could be them, but they're thinking about, I don't know, they're thinking about some immaturity. They're thinking about this Page of Cups energy, right? They're thinking about this immaturity, this naivety, right? They're thinking about this naivety. Take that as it resonates in your storyline, okay? But they're thinking about this Page of Pentacles energy, whoever, whatever that is. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Again, we got Rose Nyland, someone naive, but it's inverted, right? So this is someone who thinks that they know what they're talking about, who thinks they know what they're doing, and they're like, they don't. They think they know how they feel, but their feelings are, again, coming up very gullible, extremely more than gullible, actually, like gullible and unaware confirmation. Gullible confirmation. Confirmation. Gullible confirmation. Damn, damn, damn. Okay, y'all. All right, spirit. Be like, damn, they're choking me. Right? Thank you. And damn, show that every time. Like, oh my God, Taylor, Taylor knows. Taylor knows. She knows. Taylor knows. So you know what's happening to me over here. I'm like, Okay, 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 okay. I told them, I told them, I told them. Confirmation. Oh, goodness. Thoughts on this immature behavior. Confirmation. All right. Yeah. Somebody may want a new beginning, so I'll come back to that. Just come back out again. This is for a side message. Okay. So then, like I said, after with this page of cups, this immature person, we have this shady pines, right? Something happened again. This tower moment. So take your tower moment as it is. It's some upheaval. You see all the fire everywhere. So this whatever that represents in your life. So if this was an argument, that's what it is. If this was something going asunder, a contract or something, again, if this was at work, at home, a building, something like that, something where it was a so in this particular story, in Shady Pines, the nursing home had burned down, and then Sophia had to go live with Dorothy, and that's how she came to live with the Golden Girls. So this was a tower moment. So this could have been something what happened, where maybe somebody go live with someone or something like that. So that could have been something they're thinking about, something like that. Maybe something happened in a home or a place where someone had to get out, and now somebody go live with someone else or live somewhere else. So there could have been somebody displacement. This represents displacement to me when I see that. Okay. And so adjustment disorder is a real thing, by the way. As you go look it up, type in Google's, type in adjustment disorder, and you'll see that that's a real diagnosis. Hence why I'm here to talk about psychology and tarot. Okay. Thank you for the hearts. Love. So now we have this protection, right? Someone is feeling guarded. That came out right after the tower or with the tower. Feeling the need to, I gotta stand up for myself. I gotta protect myself. So maybe after the tower, someone's thinking they had to protect themselves after confirmation. I don't have any snacks for you. You want some more water? Okay, he wants some water. Well, how about this? You got fresh water all outside. Go, 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 go. So cute. So someone may needed to protect themselves, and so the Empress comes out here. Ooh, my hand and my nail head got caught. So I forget which sign is that. Saturn. You may have had to set real strict boundaries. So the Empress comes out here, Mother Dorothy, right? Dorothy Spornak. Dorothy Spornak doesn't play. Maybe you had to tap into your Dorothy Spornak and be very logical. This comes with Venus energy. The real Dorothy is an actual Taurus. The one who plays Dorothy. I can't think of her name. B. Arthur. She actually is a real Taurus. So I think it's kind of interesting they use her for the Empress because it screams Venus energy. And so, as you know, you may have had to stand into your mother Dorothy energy, right? And Dorothy is very motherly. She is. She's very dependable, very loyal. But one thing I think she makes a great empress because she's not too much into her feels. She is um she knows how to what's the word for it? She knows how to be a good mother. She knows how to have emotional availability and be vulnerable and hold space and listen. So you may have had to tap into some of that. Someone tapped into this, or they're thinking about this empress or thinking about this person who's like this, whoever that is. Oh, the energy does not match. So there's an empress and a knight of wands. So someone is very reckless, egotistical, arrogant, self-centered, someone may be hot in the pants, just wants to have hookups, one night stands, that kind of stuff. So this is a very different energy. So they're thinking about these different energies. That's what's coming out. They're thinking about this. They're thinking about this empress talking to this person. So this is you or your person. There's this two people. There's this empress and there's this knight of wands. Again, this knight of wands is someone who is, for the streets. This is a throwaway. They just want to have night stand hookups. They don't see the problem. What's going on? Why can't we just hook up? What? Why? You look good. I look good. We're available. I'm available. Let's have fun. And this, of course, this person is obviously way more stable and grounded and emotionally available and in tune with reality. Again, very emotionally intelligent person. So you know who you are in the reading. Okay, that shit. Those are very it clarifies. But that's what your person's thinking about, okay? Your person's thinking about that. So you, if you're a cross watcher, then you're a cross watcher, but that's what your person is thinking about, okay? And they're feeling like working together with the team, but I don't know who they want to work together with the team with. There's this relationship that you see how this all ripped all apart. There's this relationship, this marriage, this contract that may have gotten torn. And maybe it's still there in a way, right? Maybe it got ripped. Maybe there is something that happened, but maybe it's still there because it's not inverted. So maybe there's still an attachment with the Six of Cups. Miles and Rose, you know, if you know the Golden Girls, and you know Miles and Rose is a very, very beautiful relationship. Oh, Miles, oh, Rose, they love each other's souls thinking much, and they're the only one of the Golden Girls to get married. Of course, Dorothy got married at the very end, but you know they definitely for sure had a very beautiful relationship. So this person is feeling they're having some emotions around this. Let's find out what emotions they're having. The emotions they're having around it, I don't know. There's a third party situation involved. There could have been a third party situation involved. Again, this could be anything. This could be drinking. This could be family. This could be another person. This is a third party. But whatever the third party was, they have some upset feelings about that. I don't think they're happy about it. Yeah, they feel like there's some clashing of beliefs maybe here. There's a need to follow, to do the right thing. You know, like God is watching. You know, maybe they feel like again Sophia Petrillo here. You know, Sophia's gonna tell you the right thing no matter what. She's gonna say it like it is. That's why I love being Sophia Petrillo, for my favorite characters to play. Sophia Petrillo is just gonna tell you, and she doesn't care. And so maybe they're thinking a bit about that. They're thinking about a higher power, thinking about what thus says the Lord type of thing. Tell me more. They're thinking about their words and how is they're being used and how someone comes across, how to communicate. They could be ready to protect themselves. Um, yeah, they could be defensive. They don't seem to want to put an offer in right now to anything. They're coming up here as if they're keeping their energy to themselves. They're not feeling like moving towards anyone or anything. They're thinking more about being defensive right now. They're thinking more about how to defend themselves or defend something or to be clear about their words, to be clear about how they communicate, to be fair, to be just minded, to be ready, to be logical, to make sense of things. They're feeling like they want to be happy. Um, if they're not happy, they're trying to feel happy. There's a happiness that's around them. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, their creativity and maybe they're not really talking very much, you know, maybe they don't feel very passionate towards certain things right now, but they're still coming up here this bright, happy energy. So they just may be a bright, happy person in general. They just may be like a shiny, happy person, and you know, just may be a person that's, you know, full of life in general. But there's something hidden that's here and they have some burdens right now. They feel very heavy. They feel very weighed down. They feel weighed down by I guess this king of cups. There's this person that's around them that is not giving them an offer. This king of cups. This could be you or someone in their family. This could be a masculine or something or someone, but there's someone who is not offering them anything or they're not giving them an offer. Take it as it resonates. Um, but there's a feeling about that, about this person who's not giving an offer, someone who's not emotionally available. And they're kind of stuck on that, you know, they're thinking about it, they're in deep contemplation about this person. This must be something that's on their mind quite a bit or often. But they seem to be resting in that in those thoughts. Like they just maybe they meditate on it, maybe they think about it a lot. Maybe it takes up a lot of their space. Maybe not a lot because I see the four of swords, so it's not like a whole bunch of swords. But it's definitely something that they think about quite a bit. Um, they could be feeling like they could be moving or on the go. Um, they could be driving. They could be on the move a lot. They could be trying to balance. There's something that they're moving. There's a direction that they're going towards, or they could be also um, thinking. They're definitely thinking about this King of Cups in reverse. They're thinking about this person who's emotionally available, unavailable. They're thinking about that. Somebody who doesn't want to offer towards them. So if that's you or whoever, somebody's coming up here as a masculine energy. They're thinking about a masculine energy that doesn't want to give, that doesn't want to give an offer. And we have the chariot, so they're moving towards the wheel of fortune. I feel like they feel like they're moving towards, a more happier beginning, a happier life. But they're having a hard time balancing things right now. They feel like it's hard to balance things out. And they could be planning to go somewhere. I felt instinctively planning to move. And we're also in different like retrogrades. So check retrogrades because I noticed a lot of moving energy going around here. But like I said, they could be planning on moving. They could be thinking about where to go. They could be planning to do some things. The two of wands. They could be making a plan like, where am I gonna go? Where in the world will I go? So they could be planning on moving somewhere. Yeah, they definitely plan on moving somewhere. They're making a plan. I think they have a plan of action too. You see the two and the three right behind each other. See how she went from planning to now she's like, yeah, that's exactly where I'm going. I see it now. So she went from thinking about it, planning, maybe, to I see where I'm going. So this person, maybe they went from planning to now they see where they're going. Um, they may be young, but or younger. They may be in their early 30s or late 20s. And if they're not, they definitely have young energy, but they're yeah, that's them. They're because they're planning, because they're getting ready to take their pinnacle and take it somewhere. Um, yeah, they're very creative, whoever this is. It's someone who's got Queen of Wands energy and Page of Wands. So they could be beginning a new something, a new venture. They could like be just starting out on something new. And then you have the Queen of Wands, but they're coming up here as very creative and very beautiful, very smart, very sexy, very whatever. But they're feeling like that. They're feeling that energy of you know, like they're gonna be able to start a new beginning of a new venture. So they may have a new opportunity, but they're not saying anything to anyone about it. They might be you may not know about this. They might not be telling you. They may not be telling you because they're having a hard time being strong. This may be a hard breakup for them, a separation or whatever you guys got going on, but they're having to tap into their own internal strength too. So it may be challenging to not communicate with you. This seems like it's hard to be in this energy for them to not be direct to say what they have to say to you and communicate and whatever. Um, it's coming up as they don't. It's like as a weakness. It's hard. That's hard actually for them to not talk to you. They have the lovers card for confirmation just for any of you. So make sure you put some hearts in that chat or put some brains in there or something. That's a confirmation for somebody that they feel like it's hard to communicate and talk and be vulnerable with you for whatever reason. Why do they find it hard to be vulnerable with you and communicate? Maybe because maybe did you say this to them? Maybe you gave off this energy of like F you type of thing. I don't know. Hello, Leo, Pisces, Cancer. Oh my goodness, we got them in here. Scorpio, Sagittarius. Thank you guys. I'm glad you're joining. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome. Podcast. Maybe when you talk, it's like blah 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 blah. Or maybe, you said F you or something like that. And maybe they just have a hard time talking to you. Tinfoil. Maybe they feel like they're listening to their intuition by not talking to you or not communicating. Confirmation. Confirmation. Somebody's an empath. Maybe they can feel the energy, or maybe you can feel their energy. Something about feeling a lot of emotions. Maybe they have a storm of emotions. Maybe they have a lot of emotions, more emotions than you actually know, kind of stir up inside of them. Maybe they're full of emotions. Maybe they're an emotional storm. Your person has an emotional storm going on inside of them. They're not trying to be an emotional vampire, so maybe this is why they're not communicating with you. Maybe they're not trying to suck the life out of you, suck the energy out of you. Confirmation. All right, let's do a midway through, okay? See if this is your reading. See what I got. Somebody's been playing video gaming. Put some hearts in the chat if you make video gaming. What is going on? Somebody drinking that lemonade again? Somebody has some lemonade? Someone bought some Lunchables for some kiddos? Who got Lunchables? Someone's sick? Someone has to blow their nose? Spray their nose because y'all have some sinus infections going on? Who got a sinus infection? Someone's been eating candy? Someone had a hamburger? Hello, Pisces. Someone's been working on some things in the house. Someone has a hammer, working on tools. Someone has a tool. Someone has tools. Someone works around construction, a fire hazard, fire safety, maybe a firefighter, something like that. Someone has been eating some canned goods, fast food, tater tots.